What's going on YouTube? It is Monday, January 23rd, 2011, and this is Fighting Fire with Fire, the AJ Rose Show. Now, yesterday, we had the AFC and NFC Championship games take place in the NFL. The first was between the Patriots and Ravens at 3:30. I'm sorry, at 3, and then the Giants and 49ers at 6:30. And we're going to go over both games, and we're going to make a couple of, not predictions, but a little bit of an analysis of each game, and then, of course, of the potential Super Bowl matchup. So first, the AFC Championship game. This game essentially came down to who made the fewest mistakes. It seemed like neither team was incredibly aggressive with their play calling. The Patriots ran the ball actually pretty well. Ben Jarvis Green-Ellis had a pretty good game. He started out with, I think, 67 yards on 10 carries and a touchdown in the first half. He did really well. Brady actually got outplayed by Mr. Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco played very well for most of the game, except for the one interception he had. Tom Brady threw 2 interceptions, and the Patriots also lost a fumble on a kickoff return by Danny Woodhead. However, it came down to this. The Patriots scored early in the fourth quarter on 4th and goal from the 1 on a Tom Brady sneak to take the lead 23-20. Late in the game, after the Patriots punted just after the 2-minute warning, the Ravens got the ball back, and they drove down the field for the game-winning touchdown/game-tying field goal. On second and, I'm going to say like 7 from around the Patriots' 20-yard line, the Ravens attempted to go for the jugular. Joe Flacco threw it into the end zone, and Lee Evans caught it, got 1 foot down, and then Sterling Moore, the backup cornerback who was in for the injured Kyle Arrington, who left with an eye injury, stripped Lee Evans before he could get the 2nd foot down and complete the touchdown, forcing 3rd down. The Patriots then stopped the Ravens on 3rd down and were forced to kick a game-tying field goal. Billy Cundiff raced out and kicked the game-tying field goal, which shanked wide left. As a Patriots fan, I was ecstatic. As a football fan and just as a person, I was heartbroken for Lee Evans and Billy Cundiff. It's really, really sad when there's a GOAT in any situation because those athletes, really work hard, and obviously they did their best. Unfortunately, a 32-yard field goal, most kickers in the NFL could do that in their sleep, but Billy Cundiff just happened to miss it when it mattered the most. And after the game, he didn't make any excuses for himself. A lot of people were saying, oh, Ray Lewis is going to, kill him and blah, 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 blah. But no, you just have to feel for him, really. And so the Patriots, by the skin of their teeth, escaped Foxborough Stadium, and they will be the AFC representative in the Super Bowl. In the other game, the Giants and Niners, also, it was a very physical game, just like the Patriots and Ravens game. Both defenses did a really good job pressuring their respective quarterbacks. Eli Manning and Alex Smith were both under a lot of pressure the entire game. And eventually, this game went into overtime, primarily because Kyle Williams, the backup punt returner for the 49ers, who was only playing because their first-string punt returner, Ted Ginn Jr., had gotten injured, he let a punt bounce off his knee, and then he let it go, and the Giants picked it up, so therefore they had the ball. They kicked the game-tying field goal. Actually, no, they scored a touchdown to take the lead 17-14. San Francisco eventually kicked a field goal to make it 17-17, and then neither team could muster a game-winning drive. And we went into overtime, and then in overtime, Kyle Williams, once again, he muffed a punt. The Giants recovered it, setting them up deep in San Francisco territory, and then they kicked a game-winning field goal. Lawrence Tynes kicked a game-winning field goal. So, like I predicted, although it wasn't a very hard prediction, the Patriots and Giants get a rematch in Super Bowl 46. This is my roommate Patrick Mernon, who's interrupting the middle of this recording, but you know what? We're just going to keep on going. And so in Super Bowl 46, the analysis of this game is very simple. It's going to come down to 2 things. 1, which team wins the turnover battle? I think that's the case in any NFL game. I'm amazed that the Patriots were able to beat the Ravens despite having 3 turnovers to the Ravens 2. The other thing that this game is going to come down to is the matchup between the Patriots' offensive line and the Giants' defensive line. The Patriots' offensive line is thus, from right to left, Matt Light, Logan Mankins, Dan Connolly, Brian Waters, Nate Solder. And if those 5 guys can have the game of their lives collectively and stop the likes of Justin Tuck, Jason Pierre-Paul, Osi Umenyiora, Mathias Kiwanuka, all the great Giants pass rushers, then they will give Brady enough time to throw to Hernandez and Gronkowski, who will play despite having sprained his ankle, to Deion Branch, and Wes Welker, of course, and the Patriots will have a fighting chance. If they can't, it's very unlikely that the Patriots will be able to exact their revenge on the Giants for the Super Bowl 42 loss 4 years ago. I myself am not going to make a prediction on the game because I'm a diehard Patriots fan. I don't want to jinx it either way. And frankly, I'm too nervous. But I think that the general sentiment is that the Giants are the hotter team. But I think if I was an odds maker in Vegas, I would make this line right down the middle. I don't think there should be a favorite in this game. I think it's completely even. Whatever happens in Super Bowl 46, this game will be close. There is no doubt about it. So, honestly, February 5th can't get here fast enough. I'm worried that I'm going to die from the stress just in the next 2 weeks. But anyway, thank you for watching this episode of Fighting Fire with Fire. I am AJ Rose, and I will see you guys next time.